Namaste, welcome, good morning. Beautiful morning here today in Blackwood. We start our practice. Let's start our practice of yoga. So good to be with you here in this journey, to be able to share this path with you. We're going to start our practice with our Nada Yoga component. For that to happen, I will invite you to come to a sitting comfortable position. At this first moment of our practice, you don't need to be too concerned about alignment, about to be sitting on your mat. Then I will actually invite you to be comfortable, but in a sitting position where you are able to participate of these components that we work with sound. Remember that it's very important to participate in this work with sound and vibration, because your sound is unique, and the benefits that it creates within you also, they are unique. Then remember to participate. It's very important. But if for any reason for you is very hard to participate in the sound, sometimes we have challenge. No? Sound is exposure, you're exposing yourself. If you have any problem with that, maybe there are too many people in the house, maybe you don't have a private room to make this practice, and you don't feel comfortable chanting out loud, chant it mentally. It still holds a lot of benefits. We're going to start then in this comfortable position that you chose. We will start chanting the mantra Om. Remember that the intention of the mantra Om is balance. Is bring every single part of a system in synchronicity. The cells of your body, the thoughts of your mind, the members of your family, every person in the community, and so on. Let's bring our hands in direction to our heart. Let's close our eyes. And first we acknowledge what is here, which feeling is present here in the center of the chest, in the heart. And without inquiring or judgment, without any intellectual process towards these feelings, we simply acknowledge what is here, and we make a choice. If we want to replace what is in here for a vibration of balance, center of our heart, we allow to move. And with gentleness, with kindness, we start to replace and to fill this center here with harmony and with balance. You can keep your hands on your heart, or you can rest your hands on your legs. Follow your intuition. And we start to chanting together the mantra Om 3 times. And then I will start another mantra, a mantra that's connected with the remotion of obstacles and bring clarity to the mind. And you continue chanting the mantra Om in the background. Hold the chanting of the mantra Om. Hold your intention. Hold your mind into the present moment. Creating creating a vibration of your choice. Inspiration. Buta ganadi sedi kapita Alasaraba Shidham Namami 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 Observe this space within the heart. Observe the vibration. Recognize now what is present. Remember that every moment of our practice of yoga is an opportunity for you to understand more about the mind. And here in this component of Nada Yoga, that you are producing sound, that you are working with vibration, that you open so much this presence, this focus. You perceive how the mind is agitated, how the mind is distracted. Don't worry about that. Don't feel that you lost your practice. The practice is to bring the mind back as fast as possible without thoughts in between this movement, without judgment, criticism. You observe that the mind is distracted and you bring the mind back. And now here, already perceiving that there is a presence, there is a different vibration, just after these few minutes that we open our practice. Now I will invite you to move from this position that you are. I don't know position you chose, but now we're going to need to start working with alignment. And for that to happen, we need to be working with a hard surface, which means if you are comfortable sitting on the floor, come with me to the floor. If you're not comfortable, if you have some contraction here in the pelvis, if your knees, when you sit on the floor, they are above your navel, that means that you have contraction here in the area of the pelvis. You need to work a lot with asanas to arrive to a comfortable position on the floor. Then observe, is morning, we have been doing any work with the body yet? Then it's important that at this moment, you really respect the body. And here we create this another connection, this another deep relationship with the body. What makes a difference between a yoga class and any other exercise class is how the mind is working throughout all these movements, all these postures. Then I will invite you to find a sitting position that you are comfortable, that you are not expecting too much from the body just right now, but that your spine is in alignment. If you're sitting on a chair, remember that you need to come out of the back of the chair. Now, when you use the back of the chair, pelvis rotate to the front, and then the spine is not anymore in alignment. Then, away from the back of the chair, if you are on the chair, if you are here on the floor with me, work with this alignment. Whatever position is your legs on it. If you are in a cross position or legs in extension, that really does not matter. What matters is here, is that the alignment of the trunk, because we are working with lungs now. We're going to enter in our component of pranayama. We're going to start working with breathing. And then when we start working with breathing, we need this space. We need all the space here possible for the lungs. Then work just before we start our pranayama. And I'm going to invite you to this movement. Just really bringing the tip of your fingers to the collarbone and then opening. When you do this movement, immediately there is this release sensation because these muscles, they are so much in contraction. Then you really relax these muscles. We want this openness of the chest. And that other area, we're going to just do this simple movement before we started with our pranayama, bringing the shoulders in direction to the ears and release. Shoulders in direction to the ears and release. And one more time, shoulders in direction to the ears and then release. Really relaxing this area here of the shoulders, which also permanent contraction. When you're not aware, do this practice. I always tell to my students, if you are my student, you know I always tell you, bring your attention to your shoulders throughout the day. And then you will perceive shoulders always in contraction, always in contraction. This is expanding energy of the body. This is making the mind in stress. That is what in yoga we work with the body to release the mind, to, to make the mind become more clear. Clarity comes when there is no so much stimulus there. Then you have more space to really perceive the things. Let's start our practice of Ujjayi. We have been practicing Ujjayi for a while now, this contraction of the glot, and we start to practice together. The air is coming in and out through your nose, the throat in a slightly contraction, and you start to produce this sound. This breathing is a very cleansing breathing. Really start to move any stagnate mucus here in the airways, the pathways of the air. Really start to clear everything. And then start to pay attention in the movement of inhalation and exhalation. I always like to create a visual when I do Ujjayi. The visual that I like it is the sound of the ocean, the waves in the ocean. That's such a nice visual when you combine this visual with your breathing. Ujjayi, the nature of Ujjayi is expand inhalation and exhalation. Please continue doing your practice. Please continue observing the sound. Remember that Ujjayi, the practice of Ujjayi brings this constant contraction. I'll be talking with you through your practice, but you are there breathing, practicing your breathing. At the same time that you're practicing your breathing, don't forget your body. Remember to keep your alignment. Remember to hold the relaxation. Remember to start to work with this constant sound. The nature of Ujjayi is to expand the breathing. And when you expand the movements of the breathing, you have more absorption of oxygen, which is the food for each cell of the body. Without oxygen, we die. And you also expand the exhalation. That is the moment of elimination of toxin. 80% of the toxins in the body, they are released throughout breathing. Then imagine if you are just now and throughout your week, if you remember, I'm going to practice a little bit of Ujjayi before to sleep. Remember to bring these elements to your routine, to start, because if you're here with me just once a week, or maybe twice. Wow, if you're here in all the 4 classes, fantastic, fantastic. But let's say you do once a week is your routine. You do once a week your practice here with me. You practice Ujjayi just in these few minutes. You the depth is going to be not you're going to lack the depth in the practice. Remember, as much as you practice, more benefits you receive to your practice. Then use this breathing throughout your day when you are feeling anxious, when you want to relax, before you're sleeping. And now we're gonna end the pranayama is a last cycle, and it will finish in your next, and let's count it in your next inhalation. Then you start your last cycle and finish on your exhalation. Let's do that. And don't rush. Really own this rhythm. Now we will continue holding Ujjayi. You're not going to release this breathing. You're going to continue working Ujjayi at the same time that you're working with movement. You will observe that it's different. It's a different work. To work with breathing when you are in stillness, you just focus in that particular segment. Just breathe, controlling, but also the breathing. Then let's start practicing that now. We're going to start these circles with your wrist. Close your fingers and open your fingers. Also working with the whole hand. We're going to be working with Surya Namaskar. In Surya Namaskar, we put some weight now on our hands. We use a lot of this area of the body. I always talk about that. But it's important for you to know. Sometimes you're like, wow, what she's doing now? It's not meant to be yoga. That is yoga. Movement with awareness, yoga. Let's change now the direction. And then you are paying attention. You are breathing, Ujjayi. You're holding, work with that breathing, observe the length, observe the rhythm, and here, warming up, closing your fingers, circle. Now let's bring this circular movement to our elbows. The elbows is another area of the body that actually we don't bring much. This movement is a movement that never do it, no? And what happens is when you don't do a movement, there is contraction in the muscles. It's not using. The body understand I'm not using, not to expend energy there. That's because it's so important to do physical exercise. In yoga, because have so much complex movements, you use so much different positions and different muscles, it becomes a complete exercise. Then let's change the direction. You can always change the position of your legs if you start to feel uncomfortable in this position. But remember to keep your spine in alignment. If you feel that you are having difficulty to keep this alignment, start to use contraction of the abdominals. The contraction of the abdominals really brings this awareness and actually helps. It's not only the muscles of the back sustaining the position, but the muscles of the front of the body also start to help the sustaining of the weight of the upper body. Then let's come now to the shoulders. Just this rotation in direction to the back. The shoulders always need some attention because they hold this contraction. This is another movement that you can use throughout your day. It's a fantastic movement. Bring your awareness and then yoga and presence, connection, union. And now change the direction. And then you end your movement. And now very gently, you're going to feel here so much tension too. Let's very gently do, really releasing there. This area of the neck. Do not drop your head when the movement comes beyond your shoulders in direction to the back. Don't drop your head. Be very gentle with this movement. Actually, you can do a progressive movement, which is much healthier. smaller, and then gently start to increase this circle. Showing a lot of kindness and a lot of respect in regards to your own body. We always have this in mind that respect and kindness and gentleness is with the other, but in reality is actually with you, first with you. If you can be kind, if you can be gentle, if you show respect with you, then you can do that with the other. Then let's change the circle now, the direction. At the same time that you're doing this movement, abdominals that are in contraction, your spine is in alignment. Doesn't matter position of your legs. If you need, have your legs in extension if you are on the floor. And if you're sitting on a chair, it's just very simple. It's very easy to keep yourself in alignment. Just really paying attention to the spine. That's the spine is not curving. Then you're gonna end your movement and take a moment, just closing your eyes. Just close your eyes and take a dive to dive into your your ujjayi. At this point, if you feel that the breathing is distracting you rather than actually help you to become present, now you make this judgment. If you feel that the ujjayi actually is like, oh my God, this is so much for me to deal at this moment, then now you will release ujjayi. And then you start your natural breathing. If you feel that, wow, this breathing makes me so present, this breathing makes me so connected, then continue holding your ujjayi. Now we're going to move is a transition. Remember that the transitions are moments that we are really need to pay attention, because are moments that is very easy we slip to the automatic. And here we want to really connect with this transition. Transition from this movement, from this position on the floor to the standing position. We're going to start working a little bit with Surya Namaskar. Then we stand here in front of our mat. Our feet now are together. And you're going to first just working a little bit with the spine, the legs, the pelvis. Then let's start stretching the body in direction to the ceiling. And then bending our knees and coming all the way down. Release your head. Then circular motion up, stretching in direction to the ceiling, bend your knees and come down. Inhalation, all the movement in direction to the ceiling. And exhalation, the movement in direction to the floor. Remember to bend your knees as far as it's possible for you. And down, just one more time. Release your head. Inhalation up, stretch in direction to the ceiling. And then releasing to the side. Now let's start it some cycles of Surya Namaskar, working with the whole body. Hand here in front of the chest, Atmanjali Mudra. Open here your shoulders, the chest, release the shoulders away from the ears. The feet are together, connect with your base. And then we started with a back bend, inhalation. Exhalation, abdominals in contraction, controlling the motion all the way down. Head in direction through your knees. Inhalation is stretching and looking forward. Hands on the side of your feet. Right leg, big step behind you. Then the left. You are in a plank here. Knee on the floor. Chest in between your hands. Inhalation. Bhujangasana. Release your shoulders. Tuck your elbows in. Can look up if it's and downward facing dog. Pelvis direction to your feet. Tuck your toes in. Find a comfortable distance between hands and feet. Top of the head in direction to the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Stay in your position. Breathing is continued. Look up. Big step with your right leg. Then the left. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, releasing. Inhalation all the way up. Abdominals in contraction. Back bend. Hand in front of the chest. Remember that this last transition, you do not need to use the abdominals if it's too strong. You can bend your knees and come. I'm going to show you. You can bend your knees here and then come in a circular motion and then complete your circle. That is a more gentle way within the body. Observe what works for you. You can always adapt, you can always change. You don't need to do exactly the same thing that I'm doing. Remember that connection with the body, the respect with the body, respecting what the body is able to do at this moment. Hands close in front of the chest, release your shoulders, back bend, inhalation. Exhalation, look forward, abdominals in contraction, head in direction to the knee. Inhalation is stretching. Exhalation, now left leg behind you, then the right, knee on the floor, chest in between your hands. Tuck your elbows in here, pelvis is up. Bhujangasana, release your shoulders. And downward facing dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Look up, big step with your left, then your right. Inhalation, stretching. Exhalation, releasing. Inhalation, your variation here. Abdominals always in contraction if you're using this variation. Back bend and hands in front of the chest. Inhalation, back bend. Exhalation, look forward, control with the contraction of the abdominals. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, right leg behind you, then the left. Knee, inhalation, Bhujangasana, release your shoulders. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Look up, big step with your right, and then your left. Inhalation, stretching. Exhalation, releasing. Inhalation all the way up. Use your abdominals. Back bend. Hand in front of the chest. Inhalation, back bend. Exhalation all the way down. Head in direction to the knee. Inhalation looking up. Exhalation. Right leg behind you. Knee, chest. Inhalation. Up to Bhujangasana. And exhalation in downward facing dog. Looking up, big step with your left, then your right. Inhalation is stretching. Exhalation, releasing. Inhalation all the way up, back bend. Exhalation, back to the center. And let's release a little bit. Release your arms, kick it off your legs for a moment. And then take a big step in direction to the back. We're gonna use a range here, a base that is slightly bigger than your pelvis. And you're gonna start a little bit working with the side of the body. At this moment, you will release your ujjayi. If you've been working with ujjayi, let's release the ujjayi now and enter to the natural breathing. You see that it's very challenging, this transition, because it's almost like the body wants to continue breathing ujjayi. But now entering your natural breathing, and you're coming to the side and then to the center. This is a very progressive movement. I'm holding my range and actually expanding my range very gently. Inhalation to the side and exhalation to the center. We're going to continue using Ujjayi. We're going to continue using Ujjana Bandha, which is the contraction of the abdominals. And actually, we are using natural breathing. Bring all your attention now, without stopping your movement, bring all your attention to your feet touching the floor. And observe if your feet is holding, when the body comes to the center, if the weight of the body is equally distributed between both feet. And observe if throughout this movement you are really using both side areas of your feet, really bringing the distribution of the weight throughout the whole feet. Observe that now when you are at the same time doing your movement connected with your own breathing. Do not worry about my pace. Now it's all about your own pace, which means the breathing is connected with your movement, your unique breathing. You're going to start to enter now in a moment of this movement where we are looking for the borders, which means, okay, how far I can go with safety within this movement without hurt my body. Okay, how far can I go? Where is my limit? Start to study that. Start to understand that everything holds a limit. The abdominals in contraction, holding the pelvis in the neutral position. And now you release. Let's stay just a few seconds here in the center, taking a deep breath. Understanding and now we're going to bring your feet to a parallel position, distance of your hip. Inhalation, stretch in direction to the ceiling. And exhalation, bend your knees and your elbows and release the position. Stretching your legs. Bringing your weight also in direction to the front of your feet. Here you can gently bounce your head forward and backwards, really inviting this relaxation in the upper part of the spine and in the area of the neck. If you feel uncomfortable, remember you're working with an inversion. You are changing the speed of the blood in direction to your head. Then if you feel uncomfortable, come to the floor and take a moment. If you're comfortable here, let's enjoy all the benefits of this asana. We are in a transition again. Remember that the transition is as important to keep your awareness as the movements. When we are in stillness into the asana, really paying attention how I'm making this transition. And then we here come to Baddha Konasana in a sitting position on the floor. The Baddha Konasana bring our feet in connection in front of the pelvis. And you're gonna adjust this distance, really using the possibility of our body at this moment. You don't need to bring all the way. Like, for example, I could bring a little bit more if I wish, but I want a distance that is working really here with the openness of the hip, but at the same time, I know that I could go further if I wish. That is the point that you're looking at. And now we're going to work with the side of the body now in stillness. You're going to bring your hand exactly to the side of your pelvis and then bring your body. Here you have two options. You can hold here with your hand. If you have the flexibility and you are not going to bring your pelvis away from the floor, you can put your elbow on the side. It's going to depend on the flexibility of your body. 2 points here that you should be really paying attention. One point is the legs, really releasing the legs. And the other area is this side of the body that you're really looking to expand. From there, from the hip to the side of your hip till the tip of your finger. Gently, we're going to come away from this position. And then the trunk, center position. Hands on the back of your pelvis. You stretch the leg, one and then the other, shaking a little bit, releasing a little bit. Now we're going to bring, you can move a little bit your glutes, really feeling the sitting bones on the floor. The legs here are in a parallel position and we will twist now. We're going to bring in a Ardha Baddha Konasana, we can say, when you bend just one leg. And then you're going to twist in direction to this knee that is bended. And we're going to hold here in this position. This hand on your thigh is helping this twist, and the other hand is on the floor and actually is helping for you to keep this axis of the spine. Look in direction to the back, release your shoulders. The abdominals can be here in contraction, really working with this movement. And this foot here in front of you is engaged, activated there, really bringing a sense of safety to the area of the knee. Inhalation here. And exhalation in direction to the center. Inhalation is stretch in direction to the ceiling. And exhalation, release your body in direction to this leg in extension. Here, if you don't reach your feet, that's perfectly fine. Release your hands just on the side of your leg and just bring your head as close as possible in direction to your knee. Remember always to work within the possibilities of the body. And remember that these possibilities of the body is always changing. Every moment is a different moment. Hand on the side of your leg, circular movement up. Help with your hands, not the body. The hands are helping the movement. Hand on the side of the pelvis, stretch, release. Take a moment here, move your legs, release the muscles. And we're coming back to Baddha Konasana, the butterfly position. And here again, find that distance that you feel that there is a bigger work here in your pelvis, but at the same time, it's not the whole possibility. It's not that tight here in terms of space. Then we're going to start working with the other side. Bring your hand to the position or your elbow, wherever it works for you. And start here with an arch. And then conclude. And then really observe. Maybe one side is more tight. Like even for me now, I really don't feel that I'm ready to bring my elbow to the floor just yet. Then observe that. Sometimes it's very common that one side of the body is different from the other side. Then really be aware, really be careful, really be attentive to what the body is able to do at this particular moment. And don't think that what I can do in one side, I can do in the other. Maybe not. Remember that 2 points here of attention, the relaxation of the legs in direction to the floor. Stretch. We want to be feeling here from the side of the pelvis till the tip of your finger. Observe the position of your head. Do not drop the head. The head is a continuation of the spine. And here we're coming back. First the arm and then the trunk in direction to the center. With the hands on the back of the pelvis, we stretch and then we release. Moving the glutes, really finding the glutes here to prepare our base. We are preparing our base. As better is our base, better will be our rotation. Really finding this axis of the spine. The spine simply hold the axis and just rotate. Now let's bend the other leg in direction to the pelvis. This foot is engaged. When this movement brings a lot of safety here to the area of the knee, and then we will rotate in direction to the leg that is bended. Remember to do the other leg. The hand here on the thigh helps the rotation. The hand on the floor sustain the spine in its axis. But at the same time, the shoulder is not constricted in direction to the ears. They are nice and relaxed. Opening your chest, looking in direction to your shoulders. Sorry. Release that leg that is bended, keeping that nice extension on the leg in front of you. Inhalation here and exhalation, rotating back in direction to the front. Inhalation is straight in direction to the ceiling, and exhalation releasing in direction to the leg in extension. Bringing your head as close as possible in direction to your knee. Now hands on the floor. Remember, arms are bringing the body back. We don't want to overwork with the muscles of the back. And then we take a moment just to embracing all this work. Hand on the back of the pelvis, release, moving from one side and the other, gently. And holding this state, holding this respect that I'm feeling in regards to your own body is a good feeling, like, wow, how caring I was with my body. And holding this state, let's come to Shavasana. Let's receive this gift of deep relaxation. Let's experience this moment of completely surrender. Make sure that you have all that you need to keep your body nice and warm. Maybe you have a blanket there that you can cover yourself. In Shavasana, you're going to lay down with the back in connection with your mat, which means with the back direction to the floor. In these positions, you have your legs in extension and your arms are released along the body with the palms in direction to the ceiling. The chin is slightly in direction to the chest. And let's to release the body deeply. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. In the exhalation, the whole body surrenders. Feet, legs, trunk, shoulders, chest. Deep breath. And with the exhalation, the whole body surrenders. Arm, hands, neck, head. Deep inhalation. And in the exhalation, the whole body surrenders. Like melting in direction to the floor. Like floating. No resistance. No contraction. Gentleness. Kindness. Care. Compassion. Acceptance. beauty, joy, bliss, ananda, bliss, ananda, bliss. New vibration, new possibility. The heart center filled with bliss, harmony, balance, love, compassion, kindness, health. And from this perception, from this understanding, the mind comes to the body, to this beautiful temple that is our body. This beautiful temple that holds our consciousness, that facilitates our walk in this path. And with kindness, with gentleness, simply translating what is in our heart, we start to bring the movement, the hands, the feet, stretching gently. Moving with kindness, without rushing, really enjoying this moment. And here, different from a normal class where we need to conclude and then you need to sit because, we need to leave the room. Here, you don't need that. Then you know what? Stay there. Stay there as long as you want. Take your time, really. Take your time to reconnect, to move. Remember to bring this energy within you. From here, just gratitude to have you here with me in this journey, sharing with me all this energy, all this vibration. Gratitude for me have been a beautiful journey. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope to see you around very soon. Hey Ross, namaste. Oh, beautiful day for you. Namaste everyone, good to have you.